Previously on the Comic Junkies Corner.
This isn't just any book, this is the Darkhold.
A book that summons demons.
You can't summon demons from a book, man.
Guys,
You read the damn book before you came here, didn't you?
Resistance will only bring you pain.
Let them go. It's me you want.
I've got everything I need. Right here.
Jesus.
Mikey.
Who the fuck are you?
Okay, cussing the squirrel? That's new?
Hey! What the hell are you doing in my house?
Please, I'm not here to hurt you. You may want to sit down.
Yeah, I'll sit down. Sure, I'll sit down after I call the police.
Please, Mikey.
Yeah, I'd start running if I were you.
You've been having dreams. Each one is more real than the last. In these dreams, you're going to college to be an engineer.
But you want to be an actor. You dream of starring in a big budget film. It's true, isn't it?
How do you know that?
Because this world, the world you're living in, it's not real. That world in your dreams, that's the real world.
What are you talking about?
This is not reality. It's a dream world. It's made up by the androids to keep the victims of the android takeover under control.
Crazy.
Mikey!
Android takeover, dream world, simulation. Do you even hear yourself right now?
If you thought this was crazy, you wouldn't be standing here listening to me. You would have called the police. You would have had me committed, put into jail, or something.
But you're standing here because deep down you know it's true.
So what do you want with me?
I'm here to take you back.
Back where?
Back to the real world. One of our friends has managed to defeat the androids.
And this friend is...
You wouldn't remember him.
It's better if you see him.
spoken like a true kidnapper.
I'm not here to hurt you.
Yeah, I know. And for some reason I believe you. I'm assuming we know each other in this real world.
Yeah.
You have a husband. I think I know him.
Do you remember Trey?
Yeah, in the dreams. We hang out, play video games. He's really bad at Rocket League.
He's gotten better. Or he claims he can beat the bots.
Okay. I gotta tell my grandma. She's gonna think I'm on drugs.
Mikey.
Okay. If I'm stuck here, she's gotta be stuck here.
Mikey, stop.
What?
She can't come with us.
Why?
She isn't real. She isn't alive in the real world.
What?
She's been dead for almost 10 years.
No.
I'm sorry, Mikey, I really am. But it's the truth.
Bullshit, man.
Mikey.
She's right upstairs. I hug her every day. We talk. We watch movies. We watch cartoons. She's real. She's real.
Mikey, I'm sorry. She's not real. Everything about her, the androids pulled from your memory.
No, that's not true.
Everything up to this point is just
That's
code.
not true. It's bullshit. All right? 10 years ago, I saved her life. Okay? I was there. She lived. I've been taking care of her ever since. She's real. And I'm not leaving her.
Fix your biggest regret. In reality, there's nothing you could have done.
So what? I'm just supposed to leave her here? And what happens to her then?
Mikey, I'm sorry.
Look, you just have to go back without me. I appreciate you coming back here to tell me the truth. But I can't leave her.
Mikey, I can't do that.
Can't lose her again.
Mikey, I'm sorry. I
can't imagine what you're going through. But I can tell you that there are real connections, your friends and your family who need you and they love you. I know you want to stay here, but it's not real. And I know that even though your grandmother's not there in the real world, she would be damn proud of the man that you are today. She would want nothing but for you to be happy. Please. Please.
What do I have to do?
Just come with me. I've got it.
So what happens now?
Well, I'm gonna have to apologize.
What?
For this.
No, wait!
Hey there, Comic Junkies, Mikey here, and welcome back to the Comic Junkies Corner. And it's finally time, the long-awaited Part 3 of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4 review. If you have not seen the other parts, boom, right there. You can go watch those, come right back, and I'll be here waiting for you, sitting here awkwardly staring at the camera. So before I say anything, I should give my initial thoughts on this part of the show, this part of the season, pretty much, because this is the third part, the final part. I can sum how I felt about this part of the season in 2 words. Holy mind blown. Mind blown how you managed to make this 180 in this season. And I guess I can't really say it's a 180 because it's kind of been leading to this, whereas the first part of the season was fun. You still had some motion to it, but the first part of the season with the Ghost Rider was fun, and the Darkhold, all that was it was fun. It was more like they went for it. The LMD portion was a little more emotional, but still had that level, like I said, and I believe I said in the previous review, it's more like Marvel getting back to their roots and how they could properly balance the action, the comedy, and all the aspects of these movies, the sci-fi aspect. They could properly balance all of these. And here doesn't go where you think it's going to go. Bear in mind, the way I can say this, nothing is really new here. There are so many borrowed ideas and borrowed influences and so many head nods to certain other properties that aren't even comic book properties. And to the point where you know where things are going to happen, but they still did it good. I don't know how did you... I don't even know how they came up with this concept. I feel like somebody was just drunk and they were just like, hey man, what if we sent Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to the Matrix, man? And then his designated driver / writer was just like, bet, I got you, man, I got you, and wrote the crap out of it, like to the point where it's just like, this is really good. It's probably too good for what we wanted, but hey, this is really good. So because yes, they do their thing. They do their thing with this, and all I can say is what a freaking ride. That's all I can really say. It was a truly ride from the just emotional roller coaster. This is the best way I can really explain this third part of the season. So I ended off last video talking about how Agent Coulson and Agent Mac and Director Mace and May and all of these guys had been captured, including Fitz, and I ended off talking about that they've been captured and they're being held prisoner-ish to to a certain degree, and comes to find out that they have all been trapped and their minds are in the Matrix. Sorry. Not the Matrix, the Framework. The Framework, that's right. The Framework is Marvel's version of the Matrix. It's not green like the Matrix is. It's more of desaturated color and everything. It's like they have color, but not really. It's really muted. Basically, they're in the DCEU. But Daisy, I said it right. Said it right. But Daisy and Gemma actually go in to try to rescue them. They go in from their little mainframe or whatever, and they kind of jack in a sense. Like I said, this is nothing that you really haven't seen before. And they try to talk sense into the others and try to get them to, quote unquote, wake up. Except nothing new, and eventually they start doing it. Coulson is the first one that really comes around, and everyone else is kind of semi-following suit. And I understand like how they really don't want to just flat out kind of tell them like, hey, you're in a dream world right now. Like, no one's really going to believe that. And even when they actually wind up having to do that, of course, no one believes it. So I mean, and even the ones that do, they're just kind of like, yeah, I know something's wrong. It may not be that, but I know that something's wrong. And there's, like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of emotion in this, mainly because there's people alive that have already been killed off in the series, even before the series even started. You know, you're talking about Fitz's dad, and how he has a big influence over him now, and it kind of developed into the person he was. And you have Trip who comes back, and you see him and you're like, hey Trip, I'd say, man, how you doing? So like you the audience member, like just like, hey, you're back and everything. But then it hits you as soon as you see him, and you're all happy, and then it hits you like, you're not real. Dang. Dang, you're not real. But I think the most significant one was actually Ward. And the reason I say that is because Trip was a good guy in the real world, and he's a good guy in the Framework. But Ward was a good guy turned bad guy in the real world. Ward is a straight up good guy in the Framework, and it kind of hurts a little bit. Every scene that he's in is actually pretty sad. Even when it's not a sad scene, it's actually really sad, because you see, like, it's what he could have been. It's what he could have been, provided the right people got a hold of him in his younger life and everything. It's like he still had the messed up past that he had, which is weird, but he still had the messed up past that he had. But it was like, you get to see like what he really could have been, the good he could have been doing. Another heartbreaker was Dr. Radcliffe, because he eventually does get killed by Ada. Who manages to overcome her protocols and everything, or finds a loophole in this whole don't hurt me or don't hurt anyone, but protect the Framework and everything. So of course she finds that loophole. As if you thought that she wouldn't. She finds a loophole and kills him. But he is one of the heartbreakers in the series, because he really does come around, and you realize just how much control the Darkhold really had on him, and when he's in the Framework, because he recognizes all this stuff that's gone wrong, and he kind of acknowledges it to a certain degree, but he also knows that Ada is responsible for some of the things that's gone on. Now, the thing about the Framework, and I don't know how much influence certain people had on it, or if people made artificial, it really depends, and it's really up for interpretation, and I really like that. But you don't know, because the thing about the Framework is it's supposed to fix everyone's biggest regret. Such in the case of May, she saves the little girl instead of that, she killed, back in Bahrain long time ago and everything. And that's why you're given like little hints and stuff earlier on in the season of how she was when she was younger, and she was more like fun loving and joking and okay, kind of a whore. not saying she's a whore. I'm just saying, like, she's apparently slept around a lot. So I'm just putting that out there. But yeah, you see the type of person she was. I mean, she wasn't a bad person or anything. She was a good person. Now you see that grizzled, hard, focused May that's in the current series. But that's why, like I said, you start to see those little things, and they fixed that. They fixed that part in her mind and in the framework. They made it so that she saved the little girl. She was able to help them because that was one of her biggest regrets. And they started doing the same thing for everyone else. And it's just, I don't know how. It's amazing. I don't know like how much Ada actually influenced it, or / Dr. Radcliffe. I don't know how much they influenced it versus this is literally how things probably would have played out, because as it plays out, Hydra is the leader of the free world. Well, excuse me, the unfree world now, because like I said, they've taken over. But of course, everyone eventually wakes up, and with the assistance of Dr. Radcliffe, he gets everyone out except one particular person. And this is the part that really extremely tugs on your heartstrings, because Mac decides he wants to stay behind and, be with his daughter. Because his daughter's not alive in the real world and everything, so he decides, like, I don't want to go back to a place that doesn't have my little girl. And if you don't get that, man, I don't know what to say to you, but like, because there's always somebody that you've had that connection with, and if you could be with that person, I don't know a lot of people that wouldn't have chose that. I don't know a lot of people that just wouldn't have just been like, okay, no, I can't go back because this is my life right here. This is, what I've needed my whole life. Or right from the get-go, you completely sympathize with Mac. And to the point where Yo-Yo goes in to try to get him to come back. And he's like, no, but the thing is, the framework is now crashing. The whole system is starting to like compound in on itself. People are disappearing. People are dying again. So you get the deaths of Ward again. You get that Trip dies even though it's off screen and everything. It's just like you get all of these things are like crashing down, and the daughter's going to die. You know it 100%. You know it's going to happen. She's not going to die, but like she's not going to cease to be. But you don't want it to. It's like one of those things like, don't do that. Don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't do it. But they do it. And it's hard. It's super hard to watch. Like, I don't think I could watch that scene again. I saw it one time and that was enough. I was like, I don't think I could ever watch that episode again, because that got me. That got to me really bad. But eventually everyone does get out. And they came back to a very rude awakening, because they have had multiple Russian soldiers who are now LMDs, and they're all fighting and trying to kill Coulson, because guess who's real now? Ada. She has been making herself a body this entire time, and dude, when she does, because she uses what she learned in the Darkhold to create this human body for her so she could feel and be a real human and everything. But she chose wisely to be an inhuman. I gotta give it up. I gotta give props to that, because it's like, it's one thing being human, okay, fine. She chose to be an inhuman and took powers from certain people. She took powers from Lincoln. She took powers from the teleporter, and she had several powers, and including her strength. She kept her strength and everything. So kudos to that. But because of certain things that happened in the framework, she actually developed. She was in love. She was in love with Fitz. Except when Fitz was out of the framework, he was no longer under that control and under that influence. So almost kind of, he snapped back to himself to a certain degree, but knew full well that he was still very much in love with Gemma. And when when Ada finds out, she flips her crap. And I've heard things about this, like it was a little bit too fast. Maybe in the sense, but I look at it in the sense of how the story is told and how this character is portrayed. This is the first time she has ever had human emotion. She didn't learn to control this at a young age like we do. Like as humans, like we grow and we learn to control our emotions and not, well, most of us learn to control emotions and not go 0 to 100 real quick. You know, she doesn't have that. So when she felt good for the first time, like she saved some lives and everything, she felt like this overwhelming, everything was overwhelming to her. So a heartbreak, never having felt that before, never having felt that pain and knowing what to do with it. Yeah, I completely got it. And she goes completely ate crap. And it's one of those things like, you're probably gonna have to call an Avenger in to come stop her, because no, I don't think you guys are equipped to deal with her right now. Because like she can even like, she was completely OP. But your boy comes back. Your boy comes back, the Ghost Rider, and completely does away with Ada. And to be honest, I felt bad for her. To be 100% honest, I really felt bad for her. It was a cool scene and everything, but I was like, dang, I wish that wasn't the case. You know, I wish they could have helped you to a certain degree, but she was far gone. She was far gone. But I still wish, dang, I wish we could have helped her to a certain degree. But yeah, your boy Ghost Rider comes back and he's learned some new tricks, including one that you might recognize from the Doctor Strange movie. And I just can't help but wonder, where you been? Where'd you learn how to do that? Was there a Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider team up that I did not know about and did not see? It would have been very cool to see that. Shame on you for teasing me about that. I wanted to see that. But yeah, like I said, guys, oh my gosh. Complete emotional roller coaster. So good. But the thing that just gets me, is the biggest issue. That's a non-issue, mind you, but it's the biggest issue, is that nothing is original in this. And that's okay. Because like I said, you borrow from the Terminator, you borrow from the Matrix, you borrow from all of these other sci-fi movies and about, you know, things taking over, like your mind and stuff. And there's some social commentary in there as well. I like that. But, you know, as far as the difference between how you can be different based on your upbringing and stuff like that. But there was some nice stuff in there. But the biggest issue was probably there's nothing original. There's nothing that you don't see coming. But when you're so emotionally involved, you know it's coming, but you don't want it to happen. Like, you know Fitz is going to kill someone. But you're like, no, don't do it, man. Don't do it. You know he's going to do it. But he's like, don't do it, man. Don't do it. You know that Mac is going to lose his daughter again. And you're like, don't do it. Don't do it. But you know it's going to happen. And it's like, there's nothing you could... It still hurts. Everything was, I guess, done, written, and executed so well that you didn't really care that none of it was original. So... It's just amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. That is 100%. Maybe this is the season that really made me fall in love with this show. If you haven't, can tell already. So yeah, guys, there are my thoughts on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4. I probably will say it's the best season that I've seen so far. And that includes like all the others, you know, and how I've talked about them and not really being able to choose which one I really liked more. I think this one really takes the cake. So what did you guys think of it? Whatever you thought, put it down in the comments below. Season 5 is coming out fairly soon, so hey, if you're excited about that, put it down in the comments below. Who you most excited to see come back. Thank you guys for watching the Comic Junkies Corner on the McBlam Entertainment, where we try to bring a little enjoyment to your day every day. And guys, thank you guys so much for taking part of this 3-part review for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I will see you in the next one.
I don't know about you guys, but I could seriously go for kicking some android ass right now.
No need. They're already all destroyed. You're welcome.
Did he beat the androids single-handedly?
Actually, yeah.
I feel like I missed something that would have been extremely awesome to watch.
Well, the important thing is that you're finally awake.
I don't know, Ash versus the evil android sounds pretty important.
Well, I guess since you're being all jokey now, we can assume you're feeling a lot better.
Thanks to you guys.
Okay, bye!
Wait, you're just gonna leave? I mean, I just woke up from a simulation dream world. Don't you think I need to go see a doctor or something?
Nah, you're good, man.
Yeah, just walk it off. Oh, and by the way, I kinda ate all the spaghetti, and I may or may not have used your toothbrush to clean my gun. Cool with that, right? Alright, cool, man.
Hey, you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
You sure?